Happy holidays, everyone! Don't get triggered by that, please. Christmas is definitely my favorite time of the year. As a child, I celebrated the shit out of this holiday. Decorating Christmas trees, setting up colorful lights, singing songs. What is there to not love about Christmas? In fact, why the fuck are you even watching this video when you could be wrapping presents or something? Go on now, close this video and spend time with friends and family. What? You're still here? Wow, I didn't know you loved me so much to stay. Well, in that case, I will be responding to a short video, because no matter what day of the year it is, there's always time to look at some stupid shit. That's why you're here, right? To watch me respond to stupid stuff? Alright, well, to give you some context, about 3 years ago in 2014, a new conspiracy theory came up about the snow during the winter. You see, people believe that the chemtrails being sprayed by the government into the air did something to the snow, which either modified it or was replaced by an artificial unknown chemical substance that looked like snow. Now, when this conspiracy theory first came out, I never actually heard of it. Although I'm 3 years late to join the party, I thought it would be a great idea to present my explanation on this.
Let me hurry up, it's cold out here. Let me get some of this so-called snow. We think it's snow. Okay, earlier today, I saw a video where someone went outside and took some snow and took a lighter and tried to melt the snow like I used to when I was a kid. I always believed that the air was being sprayed with chemicals which are called chemtrails.
Ah yes, getting right to the point I see. Very good. Well, you see, chemtrails aren't a thing. They're not real. Contrails, on the other hand, are real. I would love to know where this conspiracy theory originated from. I'm sure it's an interesting story. I'm going to keep this brief. Contrails are just condensation that are exhausted from the engines during flight. They are essentially just water. When this water is released from the engines, which are hot, into the outer high altitude environment, the water droplets crystallize and condense due to the cold temperature, forming contrails. They are essentially the same as clouds. Now, in order for these droplets to form, they need to have a nuclei of some sort to wrap themselves around. This is also provided by the engine from the plane, which could be dust, some sulfur compounds, or any form of smoke really. This causes the water to condense quickly and form the contrails we see in the skies. These are not chemtrails. There are no harmful chemicals being released in order to brainwash people or whatever. It's just H2O.
And that this is the reason why we're finally having snow, especially in Michigan, because the theory is that geoengineering is supposed to slow down the global warming process.
Yeah, somehow chemtrails are the same as marine cloud brightening. According to you, the government, or whoever, has already been spraying chemicals in the air via chemtrails, so why on earth would they even need to give a new excuse to release more chemicals by saying it's to reduce global warming? Wouldn't they just be able to spray without anyone's permission?
And so let me take some snow, it's supposed to be snow, put it here, and let's try to melt snow. Well, ice rather, it's supposed to be ice. And that's what ice usually does, it should be water underneath right now, but as you see, it's not melting. It's going to actually start deteriorating. Look at this. I've never seen anything like this. No water, no condensation, anything.
So in case you haven't gotten the idea yet, a bunch of people use this as so-called evidence that the snow outside isn't really snow. They get some of it and try to melt it with a lighter. Apparently no water was produced at all, which of course indicates that the snow is actually some form of chemical sprayed into the air. What a load of nonsense. Let's see what's actually going on here. First of all, notice how in any of these videos of people trying to melt the snow, they don't actually stick around to melt the whole thing. They just melt a small portion of it, or maybe even half of it, and end the video there, claiming that the snow is fake. Now, if they bothered to actually finish flaming the snow, they would see water being produced. That's right, it's snow after all. But stick, I hear you ask. Why isn't water produced when you melt, say, the first half of the snow? Good question. And the answer is fairly simple. Ho ho ho. You see, snow is structured in a different way than ice. The snow microstructure involves a lot of empty space, or air. It's highly porous and they're mostly connected to one another. That's why you can compress snow to force the molecules into these empty spaces. It's also why snow is much lighter than ice. Now, when when you're heating the snow on one side, that part is indeed melting. However, once it turns into water, it doesn't just flow out, you see. Water has many special properties, one of which is cohesion. Due to the charge differences on the opposite sides of the water molecule, it can very easily attract to one another. This is a bit of high school science, so I won't go too much into detail. Anyway, this property allows water to stick to other water molecules as well as other hydrophilic surfaces. In the case of the snow, cohesion will not allow the water to escape. Rather, water will be attracted into the empty pores of the snow, making it seem like no water is being produced. If you, however, kept flaming it for a while, the pores will eventually fill up and it will no longer be able to contain any more water. The water will therefore spill out. But since you conspiracy theorists don't post videos of actually melting the snow completely, we'll never really know if you realized your mistake or not.
This is not snow. This is crazy. Anyway, so I went and grabbed my map gas, which is like a blowtorch. Literally like a blowtorch. Let's see what happens now. Where is the water?
You see those slishy parts? That's where the water is.
This is not snow. This is crazy. What are they spraying in our air?
Yeah, so you can't see the water. Therefore, they, whoever they are spraying the air with chemicals. Fantastic. Alright, now upon looking at some other videos of people trying to debunk this claim, I've also heard of people claiming that it's sublimation that is happening. Now, if you don't already know, sublimation is when a solid turns directly into a gas, essentially skipping the liquid phase. And you know what? That does sound like a plausible explanation, doesn't it? However, it doesn't exactly describe reality here. I could go into details behind this, but trust me, it's a boring explanation. In short, certain specific conditions must exist for water to transform directly into vapor at that speed. It doesn't happen for water nearly as fast as it does for, say, carbon dioxide. Don't get me wrong, it happens all the time for snow and ice outside when exposed to the sun, but it's a slow process. If you want to make it sublime that fast, you'd probably have to reduce the pressure over 150-fold lower than it is for atmospheric conditions. Have fun doing that? Anyway, that's the end of this festive video. Before I go, I'd like to say Merry Christmas. I hope you have a wonderful holiday, and if you get coal as a present, burn it to see if it's real. Think of me while you're doing it. Bye.